Hi guys, welcome back to my garage, welcome back to the Porsche Network, my little YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to share with you the things that I wish I knew about the Porsche Macan before I went ahead and bought it. This is my personal Porsche Macan. It's a 2015 model, the 3-litre turbo diesel, which I've owned for quite a number of months now, and in that time obviously I've got to know the vehicle, so I now have a better understanding of the things that I like about the vehicle, the things that I hate about the vehicle, and all around generally just the things that I wish I knew before I went ahead and bought it. So I'm going to share this information with you, and hopefully any potential owners or any potential buyers of the vehicle can understand where I'm coming from a real world owner's perspective, and it might help you decide as to whether this vehicle is going to be right for you or not. Now the Macan is Porsche's biggest selling vehicle along with the Cayenne. They're a soccer mom's delight and a dad's dream car, but living with these cars in the real world may well be different to the way you pictured it in your head. It certainly was for me. Let's get into the vehicle and I'll show you how. You see, I'm a 40-year-old man, and while I'm driving the vehicle, it's very comfortable. These seats do a great job of keeping you in place when you're going around corners, etc. The problem arises though when you're getting out of the vehicle. These side bolsters are very thick, and they do rub into and dig into your hamstrings when you're getting out. There's no way to avoid these side bolsters when you're getting out of the vehicle. And for me, I do have bad hamstrings to start with, so that does cause me quite a bit of pain and sometimes really bad discomfort. The MPG, or miles per gallon, or fuel economy on this vehicle is not that good. Don't believe what Porsche tell you in their brochure, because they will tell you that for this specific vehicle, this is the 3-litre turbo diesel Macan S, remember, you should be getting between 42 and 46 mpg, and that really depends on the style of driving that you have, the roads that you're using, and the general sort of weather conditions. There's a lot of variables to that, but in the real world I am getting probably between 29 and 36 mpg, depending on which roads I go on. So if I'm driving around the local urban areas where it's kind of stop-start for junctions and traffic lights, etc., then I'm looking at sort of 29, 30, 31 mpg. And if I'm on the motorways, yeah, I'll probably get about 35, 36 mpg. It's not great. Don't believe what the brochure tells you. The real world MPG is always going to be different. It doesn't really matter which vehicle it is, but I just expected a little bit better from this Porsche Macan. Now, although the seats are very comfortable, you've got 18-way switches on this seat, which allows you to move the seat in any which way possible to get your preferred driving and comfortable position. In this car, I've got my seating set up exactly how I want it. I've got a nice high driving position, or the highest driving position I've got I can get, but unfortunately the steering wheel does block the top quarter of the speedos and the dials and the instrument cluster, so I can't see the top of the speedo gauge, can't see the top of the MPG, the rev counter, which so it gives me the 2, the 3 and the 4 rev range. I can't see the top of that, and also the remaining fuel on the multifunction screen, I can't see that as well. So the top quarter is very restricted depending on what seat you put your seat in position wise, and I could maybe understand that being a little bit forgivable if I was like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", but I'm not. I'm 5'10". I'm not exactly the tallest man in the world, so I would expect to be able to see at least all of the clocks and dials and instruments when I'm driving, but I can't. Now, I do like to get out and about, take my dog wherever I can, but unfortunately he can't jump in and out of this car. He's fully grown, he's a beagle. He used to be able to get in and out of my BMW 3 Series daily driver without any issues at all, so it's leaving me maybe questioning whether this car is right for me or not. Now, much like my Porsche Macan that I used to own, this car does suffer from a thing called inertia, and what that basically means is that when I put my foot on the accelerator, it's not instant power there and then. You do need to sort of wait for it to kick in and then you'll get going. So I'll show you what I mean here. I put my foot on the accelerator and it does take, it's not instant, it does take a second or two to be able to get up to speed and sort of to get fully moving. So just understand that there will be kind of a delay. It's obviously because of the size of the vehicle. My Cayenne was exactly the same. I never have that issue with any of my smaller Porsches like my 911, my Cayman or my Boxster. The sat nav, or the crap nav as I like to call it, is exactly that. It's pretty crap. It's slow to respond, it's an outdated system. I've got 2013 and 2014 vehicles where the sat nav is a lot better than in this Porsche Macan, so I just would have expected a little bit better that way. But I can live with like an outdated kind of map and overlay sort of interface. It's just the fact that it's quite slow to respond, and it's like if I was to zoom in or out, it just takes so long to respond, and at which point you may well have missed your turning, or you may well have missed where you need to be. So I'm just not overly thrilled with the sat nav. You can upgrade it, you can put a CarPlay system in, but I think that's going to cost like between £500 and £1,000 depending on which unit you go for. So should you really have to be going down that route? No, because the system in place should be better automatically. And I was not prepared for the amount of dashboard rattles and vibrations also coming from the door cards. I expected it, with being a high-end car, high-end vehicle, that I would just get ultimate smooth, silky, noise-free rides, and that is not the case. The dashboard does vibrate from time to time. The door cards vibrate like mad. When I can hear them vibrating now. It's especially worse when I've got music on, because the bass just seems to comes through the door and it just rattles the whole door card, and it's the same on both sides. So what I'm finding is I'm driving along and I'm constantly just banging these door cards in order to try and move something or stop something from vibrating. It's so frustrating. So I am going to have to take the door cards off, have a scout around there, see what the problem is, and maybe put some sound deadening in there while I'm at it. That being said, it's not all bad. There are a lot of things that I do really love about this Macan, and I'll be covering those in a more detailed video on this channel. So if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe and you won't miss out on that video. But in a nutshell, the things are, I love the way the car looks. It's mean, it's aggressive. I love the engine, the powertrain control system. It's got a lot of power exactly when I need it. I can put my foot down and it glides me to 142 miles an hour should I need it. There's a feature on it called launch control, which you generally wouldn't use in your day-to-day driving, but it's a nice party trick if you wanted to get onto a back road or a really empty car park and launch the vehicle. It's very comfortable. I normally get bad backs, and when I'm driving this I never have a single issue with my bad back. It gets lots of attention everywhere it goes. I get people, if I'm pulling up at like petrol stations or anywhere else, and people talk about the car, it gets looks from passerbys, which I'm quite surprised about given the fact that it's a 4x4. I could understand if it was like a 911 or a Cayman or a Boxster, but no, this car does that. It gets attention by other drivers, pedestrians, and when you're stopped to get fuel or what have you. It also, I think it represents really good value for money. When you look at the amount of car that you get, the amount of systems and tech, and it's a desirable car, but the amount you get for your money on these vehicles, I don't think there's anything else out there that matches it when it comes to reliability as well. So there are things that can break and things that can go wrong with this vehicle. Again, it is something that I will be covering in a completely separate video, so make sure you check out for that. It will be coming soon. So there we have it, just a bit of fun, a bit of information on the things that I wish I knew about the Porsche Macan before I went ahead and bought it. Would it have stopped me from buying this vehicle if I knew all of that? I don't know. Maybe not if I'm honest with you. You might say some of them are kind of insignificant, some of them are my own problem, my own issues that I've got with like rattling door cards or my fuel consumption, etc. A lot of these will be personal to the driver itself. So as to whether I would have not bought this car because of that information, I don't know, but you might be completely different. You might say, well, based on that I'm not going to buy it, or based on that, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and buy that. But thanks for watching, guys. If you found this useful, then please give it a like. If you want us to see more Porsche hints, tips, reviews and guides on this little YouTube channel of mine, then please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next video.